Hi, today we are going to see how to log in DataWave. So mainly if you want to log something in Mule application, you will use a logger step or you will use some JSON logger in order to perform some log, right? So if you wanted to capture something in your log file during the application process, if you wanted to capture any kind of messages or warning or error, so then you can add some, using the logger, you can add the login. So here now today we are going to see how to add such logging in our DataWave. So in order to do that, what I'll do, I'll just try to create a new project. I'll just name that project as DataWave Demo 17. So this will be a very simple project where we are going to have only the HTTP listener and transfer message so that we can quickly develop and test it. So I'll add a HTTP listener. In that I'll just give the default connector details with 8081 port and I'll just give OK. And then this path I'll just give the endpoint as data wave, and this is for log demo, right? So I'll just give log only. Okay. So then I'll just add a transfer message in this new application. So I've added a transfer message processor in our Mule application. So this is our DataWave coding. So I'll just change it to this JSON, and if you see the preview, you'll be able to see the preview at the right side. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to log. So what you'll do if you wanted to write any DataWave coding, right? So you normally write it here, right? So this is a payload and you do not have any payload. So you can click this to create a payload. So for example, I wanted to take some payload from online. So then I'll just go and search it in internet, JSON employee example. Okay, so if I want some example, then I can take it. So I'm going to take some example which is available in the online. So maybe I'll take this employee example, employee JSON. I copy this JSON in DataWave. So this payload tab, right? We are trying to add the sample. So now I added the sample, and this is the preview. Okay, so now if you see our coding, right? So our coding is here. I'll just double click here. I'll just whatever it's not required, I'll just minimize this. So this is our payload, and this is our DataWave coding, and this is our output, correct? So now this is the DataWave coding where we are just trying to print the payload, correct? So the payload has many details, right? So I have employees, and inside the employee we have 3 employee details. So for example, I wanted to take some employee, inside the employee I wanted to take the name, right? So then this is the value for name, correct? So now so I have used the discernment operation in order to extract any of the values. So I just give that as a name. So I'll be extracting in that way also. Otherwise, you have to give employees and their name, right? So I have used the discernment, so I am able to extract the values of each object, and we are getting the output in an array. So now this is my code, right? So similarly, if I need some more detail, then what I'll do? So I'll just, for example, I'm just trying to print as a JSON. So JSON normally will have a key and value pair, right? So this is a one line, still it's working. But if I want multiple lines, then I have to enclose this with some object, right? Then I added it, and when we add a JSON, right, then you need a key value pair. So I'll just keep this is my name value, and then I'll just keep colon. Then you will have that value which is coming properly. Okay, so now if you see here, name value, and then your values are coming properly. These are the name from the 3 different objects which you have it in a input. Okay, so now I have just tested with my sample payload, and I am getting the output. Okay, so similar way I can say post the same thing from external application as well. So I can post some sample data like this from Postman, so that in the runtime it will run this data coding from here, and it will give this output. Correct. So now in the main exercise, right, what we wanted to do is we wanted to log something. So for example, this is the name value, right? I'll just do a preview here. So this is the name value, and if I want to extract more value, what I'll do, I'll just have email also, right? I'll add a comma, because if you want to have more than one value, you need a comma, right? So I'll add, and then I'll just give email data, and then you can give any key, right? So I'm giving email data, and then colon, and I'll just say payload, and this data is coming inside email field, right? So I'll give the email field. So now if I save it, email data, and then those emails are coming. So now I want to add some kind of logging. So then what you need to do is, if you want to add a log, right? So for example, I wanted to capture log in the runtime, what is the name values are coming. Okay, so then what you have to do, this is a log, and then you open the parenthesis and then you can give first parameter as any string. For example, this whenever you do this log, it will come in your log file, okay, or you can see it in the console also. So now I'll say this one as log name, right? So I'll just give this name as log name, comma, and then the second value, right, I'll just put comma and then I have to close that parenthesis. So now this also will give the same output, but in addition, right, it will also log the value which you have given here. So similarly, if I wanted to log something here for email, then I can say this is log my email data. So you can give any string, okay? So, and I'll just give the second parameter, whatever I want to get the value in this output, right? So that's the value I have to give. And here what is the error it's coming? Email data and log email data. I just double quotes, I closed it. Yeah, so here there is no parenthesis, it's ending, right? So that's a mistake. So I'll just close that as well. So log has two input, two arguments. One is the message what you want to print, and second one is the actual value. So this is the output of your data wave coding as well. So in the output, right, you will get this, still you will have this output. But the only thing is we are adding a log which will log this data in your console or in your server log. So now this is our output, right? So we wanted to see how this log is coming in our console, right? So I'll start this project in a run mode so that I can post some payloads. I'll just copy the same payload. Okay, so I'll just copy the same payload and I'm going to post that from my Postman application. So this Postman application, I'll just post this data, and my application is running with 8081 port, and I have given an endpoint as DW log, and then in the body I'll just say raw data, and then I'll just give this JSON value. And also as it is a JSON, you can set the content type as well. So I'll just go and set the content type in the header, content type. I can give application/JSON. Then if you see the body, then it will be in a proper JSON format. Instead of earlier it was giving in a text format. And then from here also you can select the content type. So we have given it via the header, but you can select it here as well. So now if I post this data, right, it will come in our log as well. So now I'll go here, it's deployed already. I'm going to run this one. So I'm running this one, and when our application receives the request, right, it will give 200. So it's giving 200, and also whatever we are, this is the original data, right, which is having a employees, which is array. In that array we have 3 objects. Now if you see the output, so it's having name, value, and the names are getting printed, email data, which is array, and then email data is getting printed. So this is the output of our data wave coding. So in the data wave, it's a coding, right? And again, if you see the console log, right, you can see that log is coming there. So if you see here, log name, and then it will add this hyphen. Okay, so we have given some log name, and then double quote we have given a log name, and then we gave a comma, and then whatever the value we wanted to convert it for data wave, right, that we have given. So that is the value we wanted to print that as well. So whatever the string which we gave, and hyphen, and the remaining whatever the value output of that particular data wave coding, right, that's coming here. So that's for name. Email I gave log email data, and then hyphen it will get automatically added, and it will have the output of that particular output. So this is the console output, and this is our data wave output, because in this coding the data wave message, it's translating some value or payload in this format, and it's giving that as an output. Okay, so what you have seen today, how to log inside the data wave. So earlier, if you wanted to log anything in the application level, you will use either logger step or you will use JSON logger, right? So here we have seen today how to log something inside the data wave coding. So here you can give anything. Okay, so for example, you can give warning, or if you wanted to print error, or you can give anything. Okay, so now I just change this, and then in console I'll just go. So whatever the changes we have done, it's getting reflected now. It's deploying the artifacts now. So it's done. So I'll just run it again, just to show it's changed the log to warning and critical, right? So or warning or error. So I'll just go to console. If you see this one, this is the latest one only. So if you see 522, so it's the current time. And if you come at the right side, right, see it's coming like warning, and it's coming like error. So that is what we have printed. For any of your condition, you wanted to print something, right, or you wanted to add some more additional logging as part of your data wave logic, then you can handle it like this. Okay, so this way you can log anything. So similarly, if you want to log only the message also possible, that is also you can do it. So if you want more details, right, so you can go to MuleSoft data wave log, right, then you will have a complete documentation available in the official documentation page. So where if you see here, right, so we have done similar to this today. So warning and then the actual data. So the actual second argument also you can give it as a string. So warning will come, which is the first string, and then hyphen, and then second string also coming. But what we have done in our exercise, we are actually taking or extracting some data from payload. So that is also possible. And that's yeah. So this is the expression output. This is the console output. So console output will have the first argument data as well. Similarly, this one they are logging the information from the payload only. So they are able to see the console output as user hyphen, so which is the first argument, and the second payload is coming, and the expression you will have the actual data which is getting printed. Okay, so this is for log, right? So today we saw how to log some information within the data wave. So now what I am going to show you. So this way you can see, in parallel you can see the preview also here to see your output. And if you want to write some data wave coding without creating a mule application, then you can go to browser based window where you can open this website dwlang.fun, enter, it will open the online tool for data wave. So if you want to do something, right, immediately you want to check something, then you can write something here as well, so that you can see the output here. So this is your data wave coding, right? So if you want the here I just took the payload.message, so test is coming. So I wanted to take the entire payload, then the entire payload output will come. So directly, right, so you want to write anything, then you can write directly, so that you will be able to see the results. For example, I want to write current timestamp, so when I do now, the output values are coming. Okay, so this is the online, if you want to debug something in online, then you can do that without AnyPoint Studio. So another last one which I wanted to show today, I wanted to stop this one. I'm going to start this application in a debug mode, okay, and we are going to execute something directly in the debug mode as well. So I start the application. I'm going to start this up. Okay, so before starting the debug mode, right, so I'll just set some breakpoint. I'll just stop this application for now, and I'm going to set some breakpoint in the transfer message. So add a breakpoint. So I add a breakpoint, and then I'm going to start this in a debug mode. So the application is coming up now. So once we see the deploy, then I'm going to run that in a debug mode. Yeah, so it's starting a debug perspective. So I said yes. So it will show the debug perspective. So this is the previous window. So I just did a double click. So I didn't post any data. So whatever you see in the output, right, it's my previous output. So I'll just try to run some data to the same thing. I'm going to run this data with the same example. So now if you go to your AnyPoint Studio, right, it will receive a request. And just see the console, it's showing the deployed. Yeah, it's showing the deployed, and we are in the debug perspective only. Yeah, so here, see here, the request didn't come here, even though I just send the data, right? I'll try to run it again. Sending the request. Earlier maybe there was a network glitch. We have not received the data. So now we have received the data. So if you see here 526, and I'm going to see what is the data, right? Current one payload. Okay, so this is DW log, right? Okay. So I'm just double checking my endpoint details. DW log only. Yeah, so this is, yeah, so this has received the request, that's why it is here, right? And then I'll try to run this. Okay, so without running further, right? So what I'll do, I'll just copy, I'm going to, because if you see this one, right, there's a evaluate window, there also you can execute and see the output. For example, I'll just go to transform message, and I'll just copy this code, and I'll come to the evaluate, and I'll just run this one, and I'll click evaluate, and you'll be able to see the data here. See here, so this way at the runtime also you can debug some data. So for example, name, value, email, data, right? So this is what I wanted to give. So I just tried first time with warning and error, right? Now I will change this. Still my debug is running only. I'll change this to warning 1 and error 1, and I'll just click evaluate. Okay, so same output only it will come, because that whatever you are printing, there is no change, correct? So warning 1 and error 1. So now what I'll do, warning 2, error 2. I'll do a evaluate again, so that we are able to see the output. And similarly here I wanted to change something also, you can change it. So instead of name, I wanted to here give email and print it, then email value will come. Okay, so both will have email. So now I'll just clear this one, I don't want that. So now I just wanted to execute this transform message. Okay, I'll try to run this one, so that the transform message will complete and the response will go here, right? So the response, if you see here, this response is nothing but it's coming with the name value, right? So this is coming the output of the transform message which is there in our code. But whatever the evaluation we have done, right, that is at the runtime. If you wanted to debug something, or you wanted to run or change your DataWave command with a different value, so that you can see the output in the same window, that is possible. Okay, and then after that you can copy that DataWave coding and you can put it into your actual application. So this is the output. So we will go to the console now to see what has happened. I'll just open the console. I'll just make it little big. If you see this one, right, so initially we have tried with error 1 and warning 2, right? So error 1 and warning 2. Okay, so starting with warning, right? So first time we have started with warning, and so that's what initially we had, and later, at the runtime I did an evaluate option only. I changed it to warning 1 error 1, and then I did with warning 2 error 2, right? So when I do warning 2 error 2, it's the one, and finally, right, I also changed the first name also changed to email, right? So that is the warning 2 error 2 again, and then this is the final output. Okay, so earlier if you see, right, this is a thread processing event, all those stuff. If you see here now, it's a different one. So this is your actual processor output. Okay, so that is why the name and values are coming. So first is having a name and second one is having an email, and then the log will be there, because this is the log we have added in a DataWave, right? So in the DataWave log we have given a log and error. So this way we can log it, and also we can evaluate the DataWave code in the evaluate window also. So what we have seen today, the first one what we saw, how to add a log and how to see the output in a preview, and also how to see that output in console. The second, we have seen how to run the DataWave directly in a online without using a Mule application. Mainly it will be very useful for our debugging. The third one what we tried, we have started our application in a debug mode, and we changed at the runtime, and we evaluated the DataWave coding through the evaluate option, and we saw the output as well. So that we can, if you wanted to fine tune something, or you wanted to run something to see the different DataWave output, then you can change it at the runtime, and you can see the output, and after that you can apply the same thing in your code as well. Thank you.
Hi, thank you for watching this video so far. If you like the video, please share it with your friends, and also subscribe to this Tech Lightning channel. Thank you. Bye-bye.